Well, we've had some rain, fellas. Apparently it's going to be raining. Yeah, we've had some rain. Apparently it's going to be raining Friday and then Monday next week as well. So, have you noticed the colour's changed now? It's not as bright, that sort of bright orange colour. Oh, I've even got a... Look at there. Even got this little... what do you call this? It's not a millipede, it's... Oh, I can't remember what this thing's called, fellas. You know what it's called. Anyway, we've got one exploring the pot, so that's a good sign, I would say. Anyway. Come over here. And this one, yeah, that was sort of coloured only a day or so ago, but now this one... Can you see that? That's lost that colour, and this one here is getting to look quite interesting down there. I don't even see that. So this is more towards the newspaper cellulose under the shallow end here, this sort of area there. That's the deep sand area there, so you know, interesting. So yeah, anyway, we're still getting some good looks in there, so hopefully we'll see things. This one got a little bit burnt on the edge, but you can see it's burnt in the area that's sort of brownish on the side there. The central zone, they got the most flushing. That seems to be okay at the moment, though we have got a lot of bronzing and that might actually die off, but beggars can't be choosers. So I took the leaf there, off there, and I broke it into two parts as I like to do, and I put it down in there, so you can see I just touched the surface there. So hopefully we'll... And I put the other half in there, because you always get two halves with these things, like a clamshell. You get the midrib on one side and then you get the lack of a midrib on the other, so yeah. So we'll see how we go with that, and with that, it could be rotted off by tomorrow. But yeah, you notice that the colour's changed, so it's more getting in line. Well, it's not, it's more slightly a browny orange, and that's more an orangey colour. So anyway, we'll see how we go, and but yeah, I think as I said, I think the having the cellulose on the top is a negative, fellas. I think it is. Basically, that one's going to be in line with this one over here, which is quite negative up to now. So, but I really do like the look of this one. It's really this one here is starting to take on a nice look now, and I've got a bit of colour on one of the leaves, so that may be a sign that it's become mycorrhizal, I would have thought. But yeah, this one's got it from the rain, it's still a bit flooded, so yeah. Anyway, so that one then there I was talking about, it sort of got coloured on it. But these ones, that's the grass clippings, you know, so sand grass clippings and polystyrene. This is your peat, sand and polystyrene. So this is the coir sand and polystyrene, with a new leaf coming out with a bit of colour, a bit like that one over there. So yeah, and this is your charcoal sand and polystyrene, which is so far the worst. But then we think that the charcoal is just supplying iron. I think some people do talk about potassium with, and this one here, oh, it's getting darker. Yeah, it's getting dark in colour slowly as I water it. The coir seems to be getting darker and darker. You know, it was orange originally, orange, and now it's becoming darker and darker and darker. I don't know what you want to... I'm sure the Scots have got they're supposed to have like 24 or 32 different stipulations for the colour brown or something. So it'll be interesting to see what they've got for that. But it's hard. I found that if you just lightly water it, eventually it fills up and then starts to come on the edges, and then that's when you let it go. See, it's a slight difference in the way you go about watering that one. So yeah, some of these things I'm going to have to move some of these leaves about. Oh well, keep it to another day before I close the trap. Oh well, we'll let the sun come in. But yeah, we've come a long way, I reckon, fellas. A long way. all for that discovery from originally with the red organism growing in charcoal and popcorn in one of our vessels or thing. So if we assume that the charcoal is supplying iron but in a safe form, interesting. This one, I know the top went a bit funny, so I had to cut it off. The same with one of these other ones. Yeah, I had to cut this one off too. It went a bit funny too. So far everything else is okay, and these ones over here are still, I don't know, maybe whether they got a virus in them or something, and my stuff is pushing the stuff right up, and I don't know, but we'll see. But so far, this one over here, this formula here, is sort of matching that over there to a certain extent. So and maybe somewhat this one as well. So if we can eventually put it all together and see how we go. But I think we're very rapidly coming to a conclusion. It's basically white wood underneath with a bit of iron to help nitrogen fixation. I don't know whether you can use copper. You see that also reacts with nitrogen. So your so-called negative copper might actually be positive. You may end up with white wood with iron and copper underneath, with just your bark chips, maybe even uncomposted bark chips on the top. Supplying your nitrogen from above, but in a different form, basically, as it breaks down. But I think you're going to have finer bark chips, I think. But that's just my idea anyway at the moment. So anyway, that's about this for the roundup for day 43. I'll put some plants in when I get some more when the more come in the shop. Still all the perp runs have been so far unsuccessful. What the fuck is that? Some dirt or something. So yeah, all the perp runs so far have been unsuccessful. I don't know when the perps are actually going to come in the shops, but yeah, after the rain. But at least we've got a new leaf coming out there, so that should start up a new plant on the side there, basically. And we'll end up with at least 2 plants at the end of the season, so that's something. One of these got broken off and got a new one growing, if I can show you that. Spot colour, yeah, we're on spot colour. So we got one broken off there and a new one started growing, so that's something anyway. This one with the aiming, it's gone a bit piss poor. Copper's still alive and growing, so whether it's going to make any moves soon, I don't know, but the idea, we might be ending up putting the copper with the iron in the white wood underneath and just capping the the medium later on. So it may be you may want to just try copper and charcoal down below, so the actual charcoal is supplying the iron. I don't know. And you impregnate the white wood with some copper, because you can see it then. I don't know. Anyway, this one's a bit weird too, if I can see. So we've got this nice big fat leaf. So whether that's as a result of the chalk being down the bottom of the bucket and acting like a battery terminal sort of thing. So it'll be interesting to see whether this just gets better and better over time, as the chalk just keeps working its magic from the bottom of the bucket in what do they call this? Not a diffusion, a concentration zone sort of thing. It's working its magic from the bottom of the bucket sort of thing. So yeah. Anyway, we'll see. So you don't have to have much chalk down the bottom, but it's working, 24/7, 32, 12, 3, 65 days of the year sort of thing. It's always on the prowl, always on the move. R2, yeah, doing its bizzo. So So anyway, that's about it. 9 seconds on the card. Over now. Oh, here the sun finally decides to come out. Hello, sun. See ya. Okay.